Ronnie is going to speak to us about the Circular Bitcoin Africa Federation, and he's also going to speak to us about the Federation of Bitcoin Circular Economies globally. Now, Ronnie is a great guy, so I'm not going to say much more. Ronnie, please take it away, good sir.
Hi guys, good morning again. Ronnie here. I'm supposed to speak about? Well. This is my take. Today morning we were having a very interesting conversation, I think with Daniel, and we were talking about where the Bitcoin circular economy started. And there was this thing that was coming up on the issue of most of these circular economies are seen as rent seekers, in a sense. What are we trying to address really in this scenario of building Bitcoin circular economies? And one of the challenges that I think a lot of us face in most of these things is shared knowledge. There was an issue of shared knowledge that was not happening. And like Okin was saying here, we really like that. He built one of the failed circular economies. I hope we can document that and be able to learn from you. But it also pushes me to another conversation that we had with one of the merchants in our circular economy summit, and not summit, but one of the meetups that we had. And they were talking about, for them, they are not waiting for the Bitcoin to go to the moon. I don't know the Bitcoin to do what, but can it give them a hedge against inflation? You know, can they use their Blink app and pay, you know, like transaction fees, like at zero cost compared to M-Pesa and all these other fiat mechanisms? And it's brought me back to thinking about using Bitcoin as a means of exchange, which is what all of you guys are here, the reason you are here today. And we are not here to look at, yes, it's nice and beautiful as a store of value, appreciating going to the moon or wherever, but are we able to integrate this Bitcoin as a means of exchange to our own lives and purposes so that we can have more people, and it can serve the larger humanity as a tool or as an infrastructure. And it's an ongoing conversation. We've had some very rich and deep discussions with Robert, and I'm excited. He's moving from the corporate world to come and help us build also in this space. So welcome. And now to the monster in the room about CBAF. This is a baby that came about from, I think, Haman would have been more better placed to share this, but I'll take it up. It's a baby that came from projects that were being seeded or being funded by Bitcoin Beach. And in Africa, we have had the highest, or maybe we've had so many projects coming up, circular, you know, economy projects that are coming up. We are not perfect. I hope we'll get there. We have some playbooks from like Ekasi and a couple of other Plate, Whitsons. Great to see Edward here. He's a role model in so many aspects. But the reason that was set up this federation, like Circular Bitcoin Africa Fund, was to share knowledge, to share experiences, and more so to be able, like, you know, to coordinate all these different circular economies which were being funded by Bitcoin Beach. Because it's hard for us to know, like, what's happening in Nigeria, what's happening in Namibia, what are the challenges, what is failing, how can we best, you know, not copy-paste, but also maybe import working models and improve on the playbooks for other circular economies. And that was the vision for this. It is not centralized. It is something that is very decentralized. So it is a place that you want to be if you want to learn from the, you know, from the other projects. you can contribute ideas on how to improve, also on these circular economies that are growing, as well as, share about your challenges. And there'll be so much that will be shared today. I don't want to spoil the party about the tools that are being built to help Bitcoin circular economies in Africa. And we are uniquely placed in Africa to sort of like move this adoption of Bitcoin like to the next level. Just the way like we sort of like, leapfrogged the landlines into the mobile technology, we have that opportunity. We have the biggest, youngest population, in Africa, with which don't have over 30 years of mindset, fiat mindset. They are looking for solutions. We also have the craziest of the, currency inflation in our continent. So Bitcoin is built for us, like literally Africa. And the reason why we are seeing, I think, a lot of circular economies coming up, it is not out of, it is out of necessity. And I believe necessity breeds innovation. And that is why we have so many tools that you guys are building up to see how we can improve this space. Now coming on to the FBCE, Federation for Bitcoin Circular Economies. It is also a group of growing circular economies around the world. CBAF is mainly continental. It focuses on Africa. As of today, I think there are 43 projects. We really can't keep track. They keep coming up and every time. But now the FBCE mandate is a global mandate to sort of also like do the same thing on a larger scale what CBAF is doing. And that is where now like the FBCE comes in. Any questions?
So this is an interactive thing. You guys can put up your hands. I'll come to you with a microphone. Ronnie's been doing great. We have a lot of time. Like, compared to like the one in Mauritius where everybody was rushing through, we have a lot of time. So if you have a question for Ronnie, you can ask him now. You can ask him later if you do not want to ask him right now. Maybe you're a bit shy.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There's a question. Please do not put the camera on him. He's the only person not being recorded, so we all know who we're not recording.
Okay. Do you have a website where one can see all the communities? You say 43, that sounds amazing. If I wanted to visit all of them, where do I go?
You can go to the FBCE website. Brindon, you want to take that up? We mention the website.
So for the global reach, you will visit fbce.io. Which is the Federation website. For Circular Bitcoin Africa Fund, we don't yet have an independent website. We are still rent-seeking on Bitcoin Ikassi's website. So you'll go bitcoinicassi.com/CBAF.
Yeah.
Awesome. So bitcoinicassi.com/CBF, correct? CBAF, sorry. Yeah, I'm a bit dyslexic there. Let me get over to Herman. You guys are doing great. I hope you guys are having fun. You look good.
Just to add on to that answer, there is a talk coming up later which speaks to that question. A website that we're working on that does way more than just list the different economies. It gives you a bunch of other info as well. Yeah. I'm not going to say anything about it because the person who's doing that talk has got a great one lined up.
Yeah.
Awesome question. Thank you very much for the interaction.
Great.
Ronnie, how are you feeling?
Good.
Before you get off stage, we've got questions for you also.
Ronnie, curious, we had a very brief chat earlier. You've been working in community organizations before Bitcoin, long time before Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Can you just share a little bit of some of the the key things that, now looking back, everything's hindsight 2020.
Yeah.
What are some of the key things that have shifted for you that Bitcoin has enabled your community initiatives? Because every circular economy has an underlying community need initiative that it's primarily focused on. So I mean, and we all have that, and all the organizations, social community organizations have that. So in your case, what's been some of the clear things that you've seen that Bitcoin has clearly made something just go, wow, can't believe we didn't know about this or didn't have this before, but now that we do, what's good, and how can other social initiatives build on that?
So I'd start by saying being in the development space has added a lot of value in social development work. And like we were sharing, it's a flying whale when it comes to charity. It's always like, even if there's a solution, you have to create a problem to the solution, because it becomes sort of like rent-seeking, and it's frustrating because you're not really offering a holistic solution to a problem. So something that has really shifted is like the mindset, but also working in informal settlement that is known to have like, the biggest, donor agencies and charities. You can't actually put a number to the charities that are in Kibera. And we have always joked and said, if all those charities were really doing what they're supposed to be doing, then that Kibera wouldn't be there for sure. So what can Bitcoin do differently? It's still an experiment, but we see the end in a sense that like it's a more holistic solution. And as the adoption grows and we can hold this value within the community over time, so we know time will tell, over time, there is absolutely no doubt, like, people will get out of this cycle, which has been dependency. One key thing has been, it's easier to build where you have a community already, where you have a social project maybe that you're working on. I know it's different for businesses and stuff, but for us or for ourselves, I would specifically say the community trust was really important to be able to build on top. Yeah.
So you had a lot of community trusts, and then Bitcoin just sort of came into the mix. Is that what?
Yes, we were looking at a solution where if you removed Bitcoin, are you able to do what you're going to do? You're still going to do something, within the community. So we are trying to use Bitcoin as a tool, as an infrastructure that now can add this whole social good to a whole new level. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can we please have a round of applause for Ronnie over